Hello and welcome or welcome back to House of Astralis. My name is Kayla and I will be your cosmic guide today. And we will be going over your month ahead, whether it be August or you stumble across this any other month. This is timeless and it is for you. Before we get started, I wanted to read a little bit from another ritual workshop um, workbook that I have. It's the planetary review for the this year. And because July 30th, Chiron went into retrograde and it'll keep going back and forth until 2027. It's a pretty long transit, but with it happening on the 30th and we're about to enter a new month, I figure it'll be good to go over this. So I'll start us off by reading what Chiron is, and then I'll read the retrograde portion as well. Chiron, often referred to as the wounded healer in astrology, is a centaur from Greek mythology and the foster child of Apollo, the god of healing. Unlike the wild, unruly nature of other centaurs, Chiron stood apart with his wisdom and kindness, being a demigod born of a titan and a sea nymph. Though he had the ability to heal others, he couldn't heal his own wounds, which became symbolic of his role in the zodiac. Astronomically, Chiron is not a planet. Initially classified as an asteroid, it was later identified as a minor planet due to its unique characteristics and behavior similar to a comet. Its orbit lies in between Saturn and Uranus. In astrology, Chiron serves as a bridge between the restrictive nature of Saturn and the revolutionary energy of Uranus. It reveals the areas in our lives where we experience deep, recurring wounds until we confront the underlying causes. Without addressing these core issues, we hit a ceiling in our personal growth. However, Chiron also offers the potential for profound healing if we face these wounds head on. Currently, Chiron is transiting Aries, a placement that helps soften Aries' aggressive warrior energy. Instead of instinctively going into fight or flight mode, this transit encourages us to examine why we react this way and find healthier ways to honor and assert ourselves. This long-term transit began in 2018 and will last through 2027, offering plenty of time for reflection and transformation. So, Chiron retrograde. When Chiron turns retrograde, it offers a chance to look inward and explore the emotions we've been keeping hidden. In Aries, the focus is on the self. So take this opportunity to ask yourself how you're truly feeling. Aries also rules the head and brain, making mental health breaks essential during this period. Okay, that's making a lot of sense too with some of the cards that are out. Since Chiron moves slowly through Aries, this won't be the only opportunity to address these matters. Its forward and retrograde motion will continue for years, giving us time to gradually integrate healthier habits and personal values. Trust that if you're putting in the work, you'll eventually arrive at the place you've been striving for. Hell yeah. So this looks like a month full of opportunity to heal the inner wounds, heal the wound healer. And the now we can get into the cards. The energy of the month definitely fits. It's 25 cosmic womb. Seek connection with oneself as you are a source of empowerment and life. In here lies your divine insight. So again, go within, right? Find that space within yourself and allow yourself to be empowered. We also have 43 forgiveness, and I do see this how it can resonate with that woundedness. If it's a wound, whether you have to forgive yourself or others, it's time to really forgive, and not that you have to either talk to them again or make amends that way. It's just whatever makes you feel better so that you can move on and not harbor the wounds anymore. What to leave behind, we've got the King of Wands. So this can be literally a person. It can be a person who kind of represents us in your life. It can be just the energy. So he's very fiery, very Aries, like Chiron and Aries, very fiery. And with this, in this image, he's kind of controlling the fiery a little bit, or his emotions just a tad. But it goes to show that although he can control them now, he let them kind of get out of control. He let them kind of engulf his space. So maybe leave that behind. Don't let it overtake you. Maybe that's just a call to, maybe that's the wound that you have to heal then. Leave it behind. Forgive yourself for your temper, and actions speak louder than words sometimes. So if you actually forgive yourself and you make a promise that you are going to do something different, then do it. And for the energies to face, we've got the Two of Pentacles. So with this, it can be the act of you having to juggle too many things at once. Recently, for me, was something that came up as a collective energy was being spread too thin and not being able to really focus too much on just like one thing because you're interested in all other things. But if we continue to give our 10% of ourselves to a lot, then we're not really growing, we're spread too thin, and that's where imbalances happen. But if maybe we can give 20, 30, 40, 50% of our time of us to smaller things or less amount of things, then those will be able to grow more. And then maybe we will feel less stressed because at least we were able to get those done. So if there's imbalance in your life, kind of figure out where that is and where you are being stretched too thin. But what you can prioritize, we have the King of Wands. And this is kind of like the opposite of the king. No, the King of Cups. This is the opposite of the King of Wands. My goodness. So we have two kings here. They're very different, right? They're like opposite ends of the spectrum. And with this, it's not letting, it's being in control of your emotions and not letting it engulf you. The King of Cups isn't surrounded by tidal waves or crazy water. It's pretty calm, and he's able to control and be on top of it without having it go overboard, and then he has to control it, right? So it's being able to have compassion for yourself, forgiveness. Um, for yourself and for others, and to be emotionally in control of your situation, of your emotions, of course. And the positive energies to embrace, we've got the Three of Pentacles. So this is help, this is collaboration. If you are being spread too thin somewhere, ask for help. It's not shameful to do so. If you have other people living in your home, like a partner, family, roommates, they can help too. They live there, so they can also provide some help, some collaboration here. So embrace other people, embrace any help that you get, and although this is some inner work, this is a time for inner work, it doesn't mean you have to isolate yourself. Other people can help you and be around you as well. And we have how to better organize your life. This is 41 Atonement. And I do want to read from this booklet because I find that it's a pretty good, they do a really good job of kind of explaining it. So it symbolizes the process of resolving inner conflict, integrating disparate aspects of oneself, and attaining a state of harmonious wholeness. It represents the pivotal journey of coming into right relationships with ourselves, of healing the fractures, contradictions, and dissonances that have kept us divided from our essential nature. We are reminded that true wholeness often requires us to integrate the disparate facets of our being, allowing the disowned, repressed, or rejected parts of ourselves to be lovingly reclaimed, forgiven, and woven into the tapestry of our multi-dimensional selfhood. So, yeah, it's, taking the pieces of us that either we don't like, that have been projected by ourselves, by society, whoever, it's being able to show that part some passion and some love, even because it's still part of you. You don't have to change it, but if you show it love, maybe it'll change that way and it won't be so negative feeling, or you won't feel so disconnected from it. So show yourself some compassion, really aligning that head and the heart, right? And being at peace with yourself. You are one, become one, integrate. And for what to look forward to, we have the Eight of Swords. So with this, I kind of see you coming to a decision somewhere of maybe freeing yourself, of allowing the waters, the compassion to really fill the space around you, because you're taking this journey, the spiritual journey represented by the pyramids or the hills. That's a journey for you to reclaim. You're reclaiming yourself. So if you can get out of your own way, you've got this. If you can come to terms with the wounds here and firstly realize them so that you can come to terms and you can heal them, you're allowing yourself to grow that way. And for me personally, this card kept coming up, and just around the time where I was like, I kind of want to cut my hair. It was more of a spiritual or energetic thing for me because my hair was super long, like down to my butt. And I was growing it out for like 4 years, only doing trims every now and then. And I was just like, no, I feel like I want to let it go. Like I said, it was energetic for me because the last 4 years I've been through so much. And even just the last 7 months into 2025, I've been through a whole lot. And I took that as an opportunity for me to cut it and literally release it because it's not serving me anymore. I've done it, and now I can cut it and let it go, energetic, spiritually, and I feel great. My hair is way shorter, and it's not as much of a pain, especially washing it. It just took forever. So it's like I don't have to let it keep growing if I don't want it to. I can cut it because it's going to grow again. It's going to grow and encapsulate all the lessons I've learned over the next however long it takes me to cut it again. So I don't know. And obviously, I feel great. The color is amazing. I love it so much. And I just feel that Leo, inner Leo, right? We're coming up on August as well. And yeah, like I said, this card came up for me so many times throughout me deciding, like, what do I want to do? Like, do I actually want to cut it? Because that imagery of her holding her hair and whatever. But it can be looking forward to something like that where you can literally let something go, freeing yourself from any limiting beliefs, freeing yourself from your wounds here because now that you recognize them, you can go ahead and get it through. And the challenges that you may encounter, we have the Ace of Swords reversed. With this, I was reminded of the Chiron description of taking a mental health break. So with this, it's maybe there aren't so many new ideas or thoughts happening, because you have to reflect on the older ones, right? The old thought processes, you have to reflect on those so you can move on from them and then heal. So maybe you don't have the divine idea that you were hoping for, but you'll be able to take that break. It's not time to pull it out. It's time to keep it in so that you can work through it. And then once you work through it, that sword can come out and you can go ahead and have all the divine spark that you need and the opportunity to get things done now. But yeah, I think that's calling for a mental health break for sure, to really integrate that into yourself. And with that being said, I do want to look at the bottom of the decks because we had the Ace of Pentacles. So it's like, although you may be having to take a mental health break, there's still an opportunity for you to either go outside in nature or cultivate a new physical thing, whether that be money or abundance in some other way, even health. So maybe this is abundant in health in other ways. Yeah, because our wounds can manifest physically. So, with that being said, it's like once you're able to really focus and heal these wounds, maybe you got a new aspect of health that's able to come up and heal because you've let other things go. You've let that go. And we've have temperance on the bottom of the other deck. So, this is it. This is integrating the inner self. This is integration and healing. So I love this. The Chiron is literally here, full force. So I'm glad I decided to read that because the cards definitely spoke of this inner healing, the transformation, and the integration of the internal and external worlds like this. I love that so much. And with that being said, honestly, that is it. I hope you have a fantastic month ahead. I hope it is filled with healing and forgiveness and comfort and integration so that you can enter the month after that, way better than you started it. And If you would like a personal reading on your month ahead, or if you have any other personal questions, definitely feel free to reach out because I can definitely help you with that. All of my information is down below, and I can't wait to read for you again next time. So have a lovely and safe month, and I'll see you then.